Hello and welcome to yet another macro video. Today I'm looking at techniques for selecting text, and this was the result of somebody asking me how can I select a long macro like Doggleize. And so it is a bit of an issue because it's so long, sort of 30 pages or something, and there are various different ways which I want to show you. So what I want to do then is first of all to revise some basic ideas of how you select text. Then I'll go on and give you some macros that I use to make the process simpler. So let's have a text to play with. Let's have our the macros text. Okay, so what are the techniques? Well, click select. So when you are in the document, if you move over to the left and have a margin down the left here that you can see, then the cursor turns into an arrow and you can click select something. So if you click on there, then it selects the current line. Double click select. Okay, let's try that. So let's try it here, say double click, and that selects the whole paragraph. So there again, double click, we get the paragraph selected. Okay, you can always drag the mouse. So if we try that, we can drag down like that. We could go down, but it's a long way to the end of this macro, as you probably know, so that's not an easy way of doing it. Then we've got shift select, so we could start from the beginning of the macro and drag select a bit and then go down and try and find the end and shift select there. So whenever you click shift, it extends or reduces, so I can adjust the selection, but obviously if you then touch the cursor or click somewhere else, then you lose the bit that select the selection that's already been applied. And when I was trying this, I discovered something I didn't know about. Ctrl-click select. So suppose we have that selected. If I hold the Control key down and press select, I can select all sorts of different things, and even drag select. So it adds to the selection if you're holding the Control key down. Who'd have thought it? What next? Okay, the one set of macros that we can use are the bookmark ones. So we've got temp add, we've got temp find, and we've got bookmark to cursor select. So if we want to add a bookmark to the text, we can click, let's say here, and at the beginning before NB, and apply that macro. So we've got a bookmark hiding underneath there, and if I go down somewhere else, move around, and then say bookmark temp find, then that takes me back to that point in the document, which is rather useful. We don't need it now particularly. However, we want to be able to select something. So we're going to work on the sub-Doggleize. So if we click at the beginning of sub-Doggleize there, oops, don't click it, then apply a temporary bookmark. So just check I've got that right. So find the bookmark, yes, there it is. So I want now to find the end of that subroutine. Okay, well I could use instant find down. I'm suggesting you use the latest version which I produced today because one of the features I'm going to use now is not available in earlier versions. So if I want to find, I've put the bookmark in, I want to find the end sub. Okay, quickest way of doing it, click in sub and use instant find down. Oh, well it finds if this, then exit sub. Oh, there we are, we've got there. from after 2 jumps. Okay. However, there is a way now with the new version of Instant Find Down. If you select both the carriage return and the sub there, and then you do Instant Find Down, it's now set up so that it will recognize the carriage return and put it into a suitable code. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but probably not. So it's put a 13 caret 13 into the find there. Can't remember why I put a 13, it should be a P, but anyway, so that's that. So we've found the end of it, so we can now use bookmark to cursor select. So I want to say put it here, so there's the cursor after the end of that macro, so bookmark to cursor select, and I've got that whole macro now selected. So to check that it really is, I can move, if I move the cursor one space to the left or one up, then it drops off the top of the selection. If I do it again, go down to there, bookmark to cursor select, if I go to the left or down, then I'm at the end of that selection. Anyway, so that's one way of doing it, but an easier one is to use macro select. So click in the macro, so you find the macro you want, here it is, subdiagonalize, click inside it and run macro select, and what you've got is the whole macro selected. So if you do a cursor right again, then that confirms that you're on the end of that one. So if you want the next one, select. So this is actually a way of moving from one macro in here to the next. So I select that one and do a cursor down, say go down to that one and do macro select and cursor down. So it's taking me down one macro at a time through the macros file. Righty ho, so that's it. That's your hints and tips for the day. Thanks for watching. Bye.